We've been rather busy in your absence, Mr. Freeman.
The Source Engine gives us capabilities in 4 main areas. Believable and realistic human beings, graphics that were previously impossible outside a Hollywood movie studio, an integrated materials and physics system that create an unprecedented level of interactivity, and artificial intelligence that welds all these things together into an experience gamers have never had before. A huge number of details go into creating a character like the G-Man. His eyes glint based on a radiosity calculation of the local illumination. They self-shadow and follow you as you move. He has 40 separate muscles in his face, and his emotions are based on a taxonomy of facial expressions created by Dr. Paul Ekman, a research psychiatrist. This same system that gives
Pay
him...
attention, Mr. Freeman. I'm only going to say this once.
allows him to speak. And he can do it just as easily in any other language as English.
那么，看来我们是没有合作的机会了。
The character technology gives us a broad emotional palette to draw upon. So you'll really hate your enemies in Half-Life 2, fear for yourself and your friends, and maybe discover a few new feelings along the way. So with characters who react emotionally and are so expressive, we need a world that's similarly flexible and interactive. The world of Half-Life 2 is very dynamic. Any surface can have its displacement map altered dynamically along with its collision hull. The world is also built out of materials. So if something looks like wood, then it sounds like wood, scrapes like wood, floats like it, and if you shoot it, it'll fragment like wood. Materials in the physics system interact with each other, so a set of steel drums floating will behave exactly how you expect. Didn't think this would be complete without a giant pachinko machine. You can have constraint-based flexible models interacting with complex surfaces. There's no limitation on the complexity of those interactions. So it's this level of believable and consistent interactivity that opens the door to a wide variety of new gameplay mechanics.
This will run on my 486.
No comment.
The graphics of the Source Engine are based around shaders, the same approach used to render movies like Toy Story and Monsters, Inc. The walls here are actually bump map subdivision surfaces. If you look closely at the water, you can see it refracts merged objects and properly incorporates a Fresnel term to modulate the surface reflectivity. Here you get a sense of the wide variety of visual effects that are possible with these sorts. There aren't any arbitrary restrictions in the source on how you can use these effects. For example, you can take one of them and apply them to a human character, effectively building them out of water. The source also gives us complete control over the outputs and inputs of the system, which we can use in some surprising ways. been our technology overview of the Source engine. Now let's look at Half-Life 2, the game. Here's the stuff you won't get on your 486.
Does that mean I have to upgrade?
Might be time.
My spreadsheet ran so well.
Next segment will introduce you to Alex, one of your friends in Half-Life 2, and reintroduce Dr. Kleiner, one of the scientists from Black Mesa.
Gordon? Gordon, snap out of it. You're staring at me again.
Warming up nicely.
Are you sure you don't want me to swap out the polarizer?
That's not necessary. Just checking for potential modular interference in the interstices. Conditions could hardly be more ideal.
I hope so. I'm sorry, Gordon. I can't help thinking that this isn't going to work. We should have listened to my father and done it his way. It's just, this is the first time I've had any hope of really striking back at the Combine. And now we're sitting ducks unless we can get this thing running. Come on, Dr. Kleiner, is it going to work or not?
No, there's nothing to be nervous about. Let's see. The massless field flux should self-limit, and I've clamped the manifold parameters to base, LG orbital, Oh, do be careful.
We should just cut our losses. Listen. Scanners. That's it. We gotta get moving. Here, Gordon. Take this. Let's get out of here. It's too late. Run!
Alpha.
Here we're in an old part of town outside City 17, one of the main locations in Half-Life 2. This part of town has been booby-trapped by a friend of yours named Father Grigori, who's kind of a survivalist monk. He's left traps all over the place for you to make use of. at some of your allies fighting alongside you.
Remember when we thought Black Mesa was as bad as it could get? Cover me, Gordon.
That these are not scripted sequences. The AI is determining when your allies choose to advance and how to best help you out in combat. Allies in the game won't always be human. And in this segment, some of the less intelligent aliens have been fooled into thinking that you are one of their commanders. You have something that has the right pheromone on it, so these antlions will do what you tell them to. Dang. So there are quite a few wide open outdoor areas in Half-Life 2. And the combination of the physics system and the terrain system make for some pretty interesting gameplay. This last sequence, you'll get a look at the citadel at the center of the alien Combine. The Combine is a fortress which is slowly eating its way through the rest of City 17.
Well, well, isn't this just like old times?